kind of sleep with my head slightly tilted forward.
Yeah.
And I think that position, because when I go into that position now, that's where it just kills. Like, I think I just slept on it wrong and just ended up pinching a nerve.
Fuck. That's the worst.
Try to train back today. Like, I couldn't do pull down anything. Like, it all just hurt so much.
Just get if it like hurts like right underneath that scapula, just like get like a lacrosse ball, like roll on that lacrosse ball or something. Try and loosen it up. I mean, like, fuck, dude. That's the best you can probably do.
Yeah, for sure. Sean, what's happening?
Getting old, brother. I just jumping in here. You're getting old.
That's what it feels like. Feels very old. How was
the interview go, Sean?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
What's that? I'm sorry.
How'd the interview go?
Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. Yeah, she just took 7th in the Olympia. She's phenomenal. Really, really phenomenal.
That's awesome.
I'm excited for that one.
I love bringing light to I mean, all the podcasts nowadays, Mike knows, they're all male heavy. You know, if I could bring some light to the female competitors.
Like when we had Hunter on, I thought it was one of our best episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. Because it gives like, if you want like a more broad like spectrum to everything and you want people tuning in on both aspects of it, male and female, you got to have both of them on. Like there's I think it's oversaturated with like men's podcasts and that's all they talk about is the guys. Like we can talk about females. I got no problem with that.
I keep telling Shay, like, find a group of girls. They don't just have to be figure, just a group of female competitors and start putting out like podcasting content. Like this. There isn't a women dominant heavy podcast for female competitors. Yeah,
I think Laura Goldstein has one, like it's called like the Figure Corner or something like that. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty decent. So I mean, they have 3 of them on there. So I mean, they pretty much just shoot the shit and talk female bodybuilding, and I think it's good, man. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if the female will ever get the notoriety though as the guys though. The guys are what's bringing it all, but I think the women still need to be heard.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest problem these days is that they don't feel involved. You know what I mean? And they're watching like RX Muscle. They're watching like, you know, Palumbo's podcast with Chris Aceto. And then they're watching Dusty and Ron Parlow's one. Like they're watching all these podcasts and they're just like having a comment. They're having to put stuff in the comments in order to get on a podcast. And it's like, dude, I would like, Sean, you got females on. We've had females on. I think that's the only way you're going to be able to like build and like be able to work with the community a lot more. You know what I mean?
Well, let's face it. They don't want to come in and see the guys. They want to see people want to see some of the females. Soften up the podcast a little bit.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I kind of enjoy female. Besides men's open, I look forward to watching the women. Like I don't watch bikini, but like figure, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, and fitness. I love those divisions.
Yeah, they're entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
Brendan,
what's going on, fellas?
Brendan, it looks like you had a good weekend though with a couple of your clients. No?
Yeah, she that natural client, Christine. She's a savage, dude. She has been in prep since like February.
Come on.
I'm not even kidding you. I mean, she's you saw the picture. She's diced out of her mind. I mean,
yeah, she's gnarly.
Yeah, she's in such good condition for like everything that her age and everything that she's gone through. Like, I don't mean to like air it out, you know what I mean? But she's 52. She's going through menopause.
Yeah,
and, like she had her cycle the day of the show and still looked freaking phenomenal that day. Like. I give her so much credit because, like we were just saying, we're talking females. Like, dude, that's a lot of shit to be able to take in, especially like peak week, show day, everything like that. And she handled it like a goddamn rock star. Went out there, she won the Masters, and then she went out there and she won the Open. And now she's making her pro debut next weekend. So,
damn,
we got really good feedback from the judges too. So, I love it.
Brandon, what class was it again? What class was she in?
She did bodybuilding for WNBF.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So she looked good.
What's happening, Trey?
What up? Not much, man. Just chilling.
Dougie's got that face ready to spit some fire. It looks like.
Oh yeah, he ready.
He's ready to go, man.
Where's my keys? I'm trying to make sure I got my headphones so I can hear everybody clear, and y'all can hear me too.
Doug already been in like 3 fights today.
Oh man, today has been a day. Let me just say that. It's always interesting. I've experienced it a lot. So the first time I ever went viral, I was training with Aaron Donald, and that was the first time I had trained with him, and we took pictures after. Oh, it's my headphones. My headphones is probably dead.
Your camera's gone too, brother.
Your camera.
Yeah, hold on. Here I come. We back?
Yeah, you got you.
Mhm.
So I went viral. I worked out with Aaron Donald. We took a picture after, and it hit Bleacher Report. I had people calling me like, "You're on Bleacher Report." I didn't even know what Bleacher Report was at the time. And that was a pretty cool thing, but it was funny as hell because that was my first experience with like people like trolling, like, people with them cat face profiles, people with no profiles. I mean,
They come out of the
you
fucking
name it, bro. Like 12-year-old kids, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I was just like, it's worse on TikTok. Like TikTok is the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like I swear some of them people on TikTok, they can't be real people. They just can't.
Was it because of the Dougie Shuffle?
I don't know, man. I just think that the cool part about what we're able to do and what I really like to do is just have dialogue on these kind of things. And it sucks when people don't listen to understand. They just hear what you say for a rebuttal. And I think that is a major issue just in people in general. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you just talk about just different cultures, when you talk about food, you know what I mean? Like some things that are normal to some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? So we're all going to have different perspectives on things. And someone else's perspective, experiencing things don't make me feel bitter or hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's the beauty of America is everybody's different. If we were all the same, like shit would be mad weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially like in this community, like everyone thinks you need to do everything exactly the same. Dude, it doesn't fucking work that way. Food-wise, lifting-wise, I'm going to lift different than Mike. Mike's going to lift different than Trey. Like, same with you. Like, food-wise, too. Like, we're all not going to match up on what we eat or what works for us. Like, you can't sit there and say that, like, we all need to do the exact same thing because guess what? It ain't going to fucking work that way. And we've all gotten to be successful because of the direction that we've chosen to take in our lives, like and what we think works best for us. But that's not the case. Everyone thinks it's one way and you should follow it that way. And if you don't, you're wrong.
Yeah. And with a lot of things that was going on this week, I just hate, it's funny because there were some people making sense, people like, it's ironic or it's funny how I said, like, people taking advantage of Mike and Matt in a vulnerable state. And basically what I meant by that is people forget that we're all human, we're all flawed, and we all make mistakes. And sometimes we all have bad judgment. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make us a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Child pedophiles, you are a bad fucking person. Somebody needs to castrate you and drop you on an island somewhere. Rapists, you're fucking trash. People like that. But people who have a weak moment, make a bad decision, make a mistake, I'm not above that. So I can't, especially if I know somebody and I know their character. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know somebody who is a great person, but they made a bad decision. And that bad decision sometimes comes with harsh consequences. Sometimes it doesn't come with harsh consequences. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that in today's society, because of how things are, I'm 40. I was born in 1983. So I remember the times before computers, before cell phones, and people people seem to want to care more about your feelings, but it's like a smokescreen, because we all know when you become an adult, nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. And I think that everybody wants to make everybody feel good, but that's just not realistic either. You know what I'm saying? So when people are jumping on Matt, because first it was Matt saying he's a bad coach, we been knew this, and if you been knew this, why the fuck you ain't been say something? I ain't heard shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that there aren't people out there who haven't had bad experiences with him, but at the same time, you can't discredit the accomplishments he's helped people get. Call it like you want. And I liked all of the people who spoke highly of Matt and didn't drag him under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Because a coach and client relationship is a special relationship, and you should have a good relationship with your coach. And if you don't, for me, that's the thing. Like, just having a good relationship with your coach. So I just didn't like people jumping on Matt and
the other thing
making
is too,
it seem like he's a horrible person. I'm saying.
The other thing is too, it's like people need to remember at the end of the day, we're all grown ass adults. And if you decide to work with somebody, even if it was like, say, a guy like Matt, if you didn't like the protocols that he was doing, you're still an adult. You can make that decision to walk away and be like, hey man, we don't match up. I'm going to work with somebody else. I appreciate everything that you've done, and then move on. Yeah. Like, they're blaming him for Sean's like mispeak. They're blaming him for, Nick not being at the Olympia. Like,
yeah, because see, him and Quentin's situation is a little bit different. I think that kind of turned personal, and I can understand how Quentin can be offended when Matt's like, you're on fake gear. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing too. Like, we don't know the intricate details and things that were said back and forth between the two. You know what I'm saying? And, Quentin didn't have a good experience with Matt. And I know Quentin too, good character person. Like, he's not an asshole. I don't think he would lie about anything either. You know what I'm saying? So I respect what he did. I respect what he said. I didn't feel no type of way about it. But I can understand how, like, when you have a disagreement with somebody and it turns and there's tension there. You know what I'm saying? Could Matt have handled things differently? Yeah, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Because I know for me, I would have handled that differently. Like, if you felt like I made that big of a mistake, I would have offered to coach you for free. And I wouldn't even have wanted no money.
For people that don't know that are listening, tonight we're talking about Matt Jansen and kind of his falling out of coaching. We're stepping away from coaching. I'm sure we're going to talk about Mike Van Wick and Jeff Nippard. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was this whole Samson ghost coach situation.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that one.
It's been a messed up week.
Back to what you were saying about it. Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon.
Trey looks like he wants to just say something. So I want Trey.
Sure. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's I guess it just depends on what topic we're talking about.
No, we're still talking about the Matt Jansen thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care for Matt. I've done like 3 shows with the dude. I've heard some bad things about him. I don't really have anything for him. I don't have anything against him. But I mean, it is what it is. I think he got better. Like, Quentin looked worse. I mean, his video, I think, was legit. Like, he looked worse than he did 3 years ago. So, I mean, Matt wasted 3 years of his life. I feel like, not of his life, but like of his bodybuilding career, I'd say. Because I feel like Quint could be on that same level as like a Andrew Jack or a Sampson right now if he would have been doing something different.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's where I go with it. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. That's beef between them. I don't really care for the whole camp at all. Like, y'all know that. And I don't know. I mean, I don't care for him to like see him lose all his clients and stuff. Like, I don't know, Matt, like, personally, he's messaged me a couple times and like didn't really care what he said to me, but like, I'm not gonna like, I don't know, feel no type of way about it. So him losing clients don't affect me none. I don't care, whatever, best wishes to him.
Yeah.
Everyone's entitled to have their own opinion on how they feel about the situation. So
yeah.
I feel so for me, it's like At first, I was like, good, like, you know, maybe he should step away. I see it from both sides. Like, I guess coaches can miss, right? We say that coaches can miss, you know, but to miss when you call yourself upper echelon coach, you're coaching pros, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not an amateur coach, you're not coaching amateur guys anymore. You're coaching career bodybuilders.
They do that little target with the dot or whatever, the bullseye.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah. It's like Trey said, as a professional bodybuilder for Quint, that's like 3 years of your bodybuilding career wasted.
Yeah,
Wasted
think about all the stuff
because
he could be doing in these 3 years.
for sure. Because Matt says he wasn't locked in, right? Like
I mean,
my
if you weren't
biggest
locked in,
problem is
you should have told him that
there's
before.
for sure there's a lack of accountability, in my opinion, from Matt. Do I think we should cancel him and say fuck Matt? No, I don't agree with that. But I do think Matt could have gone about it in a way where he took more accountability. And I don't think we'd have this shit storm right now. Honestly, if he just said, hey, guess what? I wasn't locked in. I'm very sorry to Nick. I'm sorry to Quint. Like, I think I should
Yeah,
step
because
away.
Quint probably would have never made a video. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Because
For sure.
No,
they would have.
no, in hell he would have.
Yes. Yes.
And then Matt had that weak post that said it was unfair to him. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You're a grown man.
And I understand that too. It's like you said, that the real word is, you know, it is very hard. It's not an excuse, but it is hard for a lot of people to hold themselves accountable. You know, I actually pride myself in that. When I make a mistake, I own up to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it kind of like helps that decompression start for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I also realize that like sometimes you can make a mistake. I coach athletes, you know what I'm saying? And I also compete, you know, and it is difficult to juggle, which is why I got a limit. I don't take no more than 20 online clients. That's it. I won't do no more. That's my limit. I've had people try to like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very tedious and it's very boring, you know what I'm saying? And then depending on how many people you're dealing with, you know, I just learned a method on how to teach people on how to not send me a paragraph for check-ins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because some people will send you a email and you're like, got a whole monologue and shit. And be like, I don't need to know all of this shit that you did all day. I just need to know the small intricate things. But like I said, I agree with y'all. I mean, you know, I know what it feels like when people make videos about you and then they don't really know you like that. And they don't know your character. And, you know, speaking from experience, it makes you angry, you know, because I don't get it. It's one of those things where I understand people do whatever they do and however they do, but that goes on all fields. What I mean by that is if you can antagonize 3 different people. Person A probably ain't gonna do shit. Person B gonna punch you in your fucking face. Person 3 might shoot you. So you just got to be careful with what you do and how you do things, in my opinion, especially when it comes to making videos about people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the content that Nick Trigilli's been coming out with lately, I don't really like it. I feel like I don't like when it seems like you're trying to take an opportunity to get money and sales and clients off of other people, and I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I do know that he has a purpose and he has the way he does things, and I know he doesn't give a fuck about what I think either. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, but I just certain things just rub me the wrong way. And you know, when it comes to social media, I'm just a firm believer that if you feel like you can say whatever you want to people, then you got to take the consequences that come with that.
For sure.
I think the problem is Matt just got way overwhelmed with how much shit he had on his plate. And that's just the bottom line. Like, you've got multiple businesses, then you're trying to do this whole, like, what it seems like cycling, triathlon, you know, shit that's going on. Like if you have all your clients on top of
Yeah.
it, then you're trying to manage your family.
Yeah, but
It's
how many
way
clients
too-
does he
way
got?
too much. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
see, and that's the thing too, because didn't he had
can't
like a coaching
you can't
team?
half-ass top
Yeah.
3 bodybuilders.
Like,
in the world.
See,
But didn't he have a coaching team? Like he wasn't the only. Like he had a team of people.
yeah,
Like he wasn't directly coaching everybody. That was another thing that I was like. Some people are saying he made mistakes with them, but he wasn't coaching everybody.
I resonate
He
with
was
Quint a
coaching those
lot.
top dogs, right?
The top guys, yeah,
Right.
the top guys, but other people that was chiming in, and some people he didn't directly coach. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It was
I
under his
understand.
umbrella of coaches.
But still, when you got that many
What were you gonna say, Trey?
businesses, the gym, the family, the cycling, everything that's going on, that's a lot of shit to take on.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I resonate with Quint because basically I was with a Cam Jansen coach before he was Cam Jansen, and I felt like I was in the same situation Quint was in for 3 years. Put on minimal tissue and looked terrible on stage. I looked really flat and depleted, basically like Quint. So I mean, the whole thing was like, dang man. And then everything, like the lack of accountability, it was the same way, like the same thing, man. And it was like, dang. Like at least he's getting it out there. I'm a nobody, so I don't mean anything to nobody. But Quint saying it is kind of cool. And maybe other guys do need to speak out against some certain coaches. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, all these coaches we think are all high and mighty, man. Some of them really ain't that good. Some of them really don't know much about like nothing at all.
You're gonna get better. You're gonna get better with your more Joe Schmo than you are your freaking.
I think that's also another topic we could talk on too, because sometimes I tell a lot of my clients I'm not a drill sergeant. I'm not ever gonna holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes coaches can make people feel like they don't have a voice, like they can't give their thoughts and opinions. You know what I'm saying?
And let's be real, we're all bigger guys, so sometimes I feel like our clients are going to be smaller than us most of the time, and I feel like they feel maybe like inferior and like, oh god, like they're a little scared. You know what I mean? When they don't have no reason to be. Like we were all there at once too.
Sean, you're a media outlet. Sub Talk Radio is a media outlet. Like,
Yep.
How do you feel about like a story like this? Like, especially being a media outlet, right? Like sometimes it's difficult to just take a side or two. It's easier to play like the neutral route. How do you feel just in the situation in general?
We talking Matt in general or Matt in general?
Well, just kind of Matt in his situation with his clients.
Yep. So Mike, you know me, I'm not for clickbait. I don't like to stir up all the bullshit because I just don't want to get involved. I keep my lane. I try to keep positive. The biggest thing with me is, again, going back to the whole the whole Nick thing, the fact that he pulled out a week before, like they didn't see the issues 6, 7, 10 weeks earlier. I mean, that's just bad in general to realize the week of. I mean, I think they probably saw the signs much earlier, but to pull the plug a week out, I think if he would have did it 6, 8 weeks earlier, they might have saved a little bit of face pulling out then the week of.
The only thing I can think of is, like, Dougie, don't you have to have approval in order to pull out, correct?
Yeah, because you signed a contract. So,
that's what I'm saying.
But I think
I'm wondering if he waited to hear back from the Olympia crew and then made the announcement.
Because what I'm wondering too is because I know you can get out of your contract if definitely if there's like a medical issue. So I think he might have been fighting through some injuries too, and I think he was just trying to push like he always does. Like knowing Nick, he don't like to listen to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like his best quality, right? Because but when I first got into bodybuilding, before he became a pro, I just remember a lot of people. He just always talked about how people always said he couldn't do anything. So he's hard-headed, and sometimes that kind of can go against his favor because he trains hard. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was possibly how he might have been fighting some injuries we don't know about and was able to get out of his contract like that. You know what I'm saying? Or they probably just gave him his blessing. Yeah.
So Doug, I have a question for you then. Back in the day, going back 20 years plus, there used to be fines for this.
Yeah.
Did they bring that back if it's not a medical, necessity?
Well, when I signed the contract, there was verbiage in there of possible fines, and I think it comes down to the reason.
Okay.
I think they're looking at it and they're like, "Hey, it's Nick. We're not going to find Nick."
Yeah, because
I
I
think
keep
if
it
there
a
was
being.
somebody in like
There's
that 10
politics.
to 20 range, they probably would have found that guy.
Yeah, there's politics. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things they won't. There's certain things they won't shake on, but then there's certain things that, they'll let slide.
Yep.
For sure.
It's slippery slope.
Shout out to this one of my boys owns this company. I don't know if the camera can pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Echo Essence. This is their prototype. I don't know how many of you guys are pro or against THC, but that shit helps me sleep at night like
even
nothing
when I
else.
couldn't indulge.
How
Yeah,
much?
yeah.
What does it say? Does it say how much is in there?
So this is a 25 milligram, but the thing about it is they're making like a very fast acting. So it hits within like 10 minutes. Like that's their niche. So they're like a fast acting edible. So my buddy gave me a couple of the prototype ones to try, and I've been using them the last like week. So if you see my eyes get a little low here in the next couple minutes, you'll know why.
Mike's in La La Land.
If we hear snoring, we'll take over.
Mike, we got you back tonight.
Good looking out. Trey, how about them volunteers?
Bro, man, what a game, dude. Like, my whole week, bro, my weekend, like, Bama lost and then the Dolphins lost. I mean, my teams are in shambles right now, man.
I feel that. That's how I feel about the NFL right now. I'm like, I watch every other game besides Tennessee and New England games. I'm just done. But,
yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. The amount of penalties, bro.
Oh, you talking about the Bama Tennessee game?
Yeah.
Man, dude, it was weird, bro. Like I know we didn't get a lot of calls, and there were some bad calls, but I mean, we're in Tennessee, like that's expected. But I do find it weird. I will say this: the only 2 losses we got to Tennessee are the last 2 years it's been in Tennessee. So,
I mean, there were some questionable calls.
There was, but I mean, we didn't deserve to win. We played bad. I mean, we didn't deserve it.
No, Shay was looking over at me like every play, like. And I was like looking at my phone, every play, every score. I was looking at my phone. I was like, "Oh man, Trey's gonna message me." And then when we went up, I was like, "Should I say something?" And I was like, "Nah, I can't say shit. I can't say shit because this is about to be an Alabama 2-minute drill, and they're about to march downfield and score."
I swear, man, Milroe was so bad, dude. I felt like he had money on that game or something, dude. That's the worst I've ever seen him, bro.
Bro, some of the passes he made were just misses.
Dude, like real
what
bad.
Year is he?
I told everybody last year. After the year, we were decent last year, and I really think it was Saban's best coaching job because I think that was his worst team he's ever had, and taking them to the Final Four was pretty legit. But as a Bama fan, you feel like, okay, we should be in the top 12 this year, and I don't even see that, bro. Like I think
what year is the quarterback? What year is he?
He's a senior, I believe. Milroe, and he'll be gone after this year, I think.
Yeah, but that ain't good for his stock.
No, not at all. But he'll be fine.
He's an athlete. He's
like 6'5", 240, runs like a deer.
He's an athlete, so teams will take a chance on him, but you got to get an opportunity at the next level. You know what I mean? You can get lost in the sauce easy at the next level because,
He'll have a few good games coming in, but, I mean, he can't get any worse. Like, that Tennessee game was rock bottom for him. I mean, it was.
So y'all only lost 2 games, though, right?
Yeah, 2.
Y'all should be cool. Y'all shouldn't lose anymore.
You think that, bro? I think we got 1 or 2 more coming.
Shit, that Vanderbilt one was some bullshit.
I know. I think LSU's going to get us. We got to be careful. Missouri might get us this week. I don't know. I have no idea. I really it's so weird this year because like last year I'm like, oh, Bama's winning. We're good. We got it. This year I'm like, we could lose.
My Panthers are doing good.
Yeah.
My Panthers are doing good.
Mike, did you check that Celtics game out last night?
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Celtics mean business.
It's the only New England team that keeps my heart happy.
Yes.
I saw where LeBron and his son played together.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch it
mean,
at all. Like somebody posted a picture on Instagram.
I mean, I don't think Bronny's necessarily an NBA talent yet, but I mean, it is dope seeing that's crazy, like a father-son duo on the court together.
LeBron's been in the game so long, man. Like since I've been in, I was in high school, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is that the only father-son team that's ever played together? Because I know Doc Rivers coached his son, but is that the only team that played together?
No, Ken Griffey Jr. and his son. They both hit a home run in the same game.
Yeah.
But basketball, though.
Basketball, yeah.
Oh, yeah, basketball. Yeah, basketball. That's the first.
It probably is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the first one.
Yeah, that's the first one that ever played together. Yeah, that's never happened.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And LeBron's the last player in his draft class. Y'all know that?
Yeah,
Wow.
He's it.
No.
Nobody else playing from his draft class.
Did him and KD get drafted together, or were they all?
KD's way after Bron.
Yeah.
Really, I thought they were together for some reason.
No,
KD
KD was in
was
high school. Yeah, KD was at Texas because he was one and done, but he was at Texas when Bron was in the league.
Okay.
Best college basketball player I've ever seen in my life. Most dominant season I've ever seen. KD. Crazy.
Best pure scorer, in my opinion. He's a 7-foot fucking scoring machine.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Bro, him and TJ Ford on that Texas team, crazy.
Yeah, with them big ass baggy shorts. Remember them big ass? He said them baggy ass shorts.
Oh, I do. I look back at my high school tapes and my prep school tapes and my college tapes, and I'm like, man, they have so much better style now.
But
I
we thought that was good style back then. You know what I'm saying,
bro? I look at my high school pictures and everything's like 4X. I'm like, I'm a 4X now, but I wasn't a 4X then.
Yeah, we were like that too. We had baggy shorts,
bro. Baggy everything.
Mm-hmm.
Air Force Ones and baggy everything.
Real shit. Did you get any questions from anybody from today?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Did you get any questions from anybody?
Here's a question for you guys. Okay. With the prize money now going up on most of the pro shows, okay, would you rather see most of it go on the front end, or would you rather see it maybe divided on the lower levels, on the back end, like let's say 4, 5, 6, 7 get a little something?
No.
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
I want
on the front end.
I would say stay top 5.
I want to see it on the back end, bro, because I'm gonna be on the back end.
Dude, that's
you need an incentive to
That's
get in
what
the
I'm
front
talking
end.
about.
That's the incentive to get in the front end.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you got a little something for showing up, participation monies or something.
Yeah, and I feel like too, bodybuilding isn't supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not supposed to be easy. Like, you put in all of that hard work to win first place. You want all that money. I ain't trickling shit down.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree. The money probably needs to go to first place, but you know, if I ever get, it will be on the back end. So I hope it goes to the 8 spots.
I watch pro fishing, like I watch all the different tournaments from all different organizations. And so like in bass fishing, they pay, like obviously top 5 get paid the most, but like in the elites, there'll be like 100 boats and they pay all through the 100. So if you're out of the top 20, you still make a 10 grand check.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, I think for bodybuilding, like granted, what's $500 get do after a whole prep? But
yeah,
you know, if in the pro shows, if you're having like 10-man lineups, I don't see why outside the top 5 can't make like 250 or 500 or something like that. You don't need a trophy or anything like that, but just like a little kickback, I guess.
I watch a lot of golf, so you know they do their qualifying rounds like Thursday and Friday, and then the people that make the cut, like half of them, you know, get cut, and then only a certain few make it to Saturday and Sunday. And if you make it through Saturday and Sunday, you get paid regardless. But you ain't gonna get paid, you know. Obviously, if you get last out of the
but just making the cut, you get paid.
Yeah,
That's cool.
just making the cut.
That's like a Happy Gilmore thing. You get a check at the end of the big ass check at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, it's just like fishing. Yeah, just like fishing.
Oh,
Luke, what's good?
What's up,
Like
folks?
classic physique.
What's
Classic
good,
physique,
brother Luke?
50
Oh,
through 60. Shouldn't get anything.
Did I miss any of the drama talk yet or no?
We talked.
Dude,
We
we're
talked
down
Nah,
to
you
the
didn't
rest.
miss none of the drama talk. We talked a little Matt, but
Oh, Sean, what were you saying now about the classic?
Oh no, I was gonna say, so we don't want to give anything to like the placement of 50 through 60 on the Olympia stage, like a little something.
No.
No fucking
Classic
shit.
don't need
Dude, that category, like just sitting having to watch that at the Olympia, 50 to 62. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Hey, what do y'all think about
They
this?
need
Like, just say
they
like
need
a
to cut that shit
random,
down.
just say like a random number. Like, say there were only 16 spots in like open bodybuilding, only 16 spots in 212, only 16 spots in classic and men's physique. You think that would be better?
Well, you
Like
have
for
to,
the Olympia.
it'd
Well,
be
Well, no, I
horrible.
mean they'd make way less money, but
no, but you also have the issue of like, because once you win an Olympia, you're qualified for life, right? So like,
Yeah, once you win.
different Olympias have a certain amount of Olympia winners. Like now we've got like already 3 guys, well, Curry
yeah,
4 guys,
Curry,
right?
Body,
And then if
Sanson,
Rami shows up, 5,
yeah,
right? So now you've got like 10
only
guys
10
left
other
that can
spots, yeah.
qualify, right? So it's like, I agree though, because I liked it. This year was 16, right? That was it. But like,
Yeah.
I remember a couple years ago, the one after COVID, I think
It was like
20.
30. There was like
Yeah.
34 guys.
That shit was bizarre, bro. That didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, I guess.
I think, Luke, because when that happened, the qualification went for 16 months instead of 10.
Yeah.
It just added on. It just fucking like
Yeah, it was all jacked up that year.
Yeah. That year was definitely fucked up.
But you still want, I agree, like it needs to be like a level of prestige at the Olympia, right? Like
you can't have 60.
Not everyone can make it. 60 fucking guys, bro.
Yeah.
No.
And, like,
Well,
the
remember
problem
that's
is-
why they got rid of the point system too, because you used to be able to
I like
qualify.
that though.
You can't even sit there and tell me, like, if you're Steve or Tyler or Sandy, you're able to look at these classic guys and get a fair fucking look at them. Get the fuck out of here.
There's no way you don't. Like, at the very least, you got to just get tired.
So what do you think the max is? Like 25 people?
Yeah, I don't think anything more than 25 sounds a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
At that level, everyone's good, right? So, like,
That's
you're
a
looking
fact.
at you're working at world class physiques regardless. So now you're like deciding between these super like the fine print, right? You can't do that with 60 fucking guys, and then you've got guys that are taking time, money, health to get to that stage to not even get looked at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they get to say they're Olympia caliber, which is cool. I mean, obviously, but like it's kind of like almost a slap in the face in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I think anything north of 25, I just don't think that judges have the mental capacity to even give these guys.
I mean, yeah, because
How many was there, Doug? How many was there when you did it?
2022, that was the year there was a lot of people because it was there was a lot. I can't even tell you how many there was. It was a lot of people.
Somewhere in the 20s, probably.
Yeah, that was the year I think we were talking about, Brendan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't
There's too
know.
many
Maybe you guys
classic
know. I was gonna say. So are all IFBB shows, like even ones that don't have men's open or 212, are those all Olympia qualification shows?
Yeah.
If it's an IFBB show,
Yeah.
see,
Like,
I think there should be like, I'm not necessarily saying a tier system, but
No, there is.
like
There's
so
a
many-
tier system.
there's so many classic shows too that are like there was one in Tampa last weekend or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do have tiers. So
They do?
okay.
yeah, there's a tier system.
I
So
didn't even know that.
when I went to
Like
Toronto,
New York, Chicago.
yeah, you have your
Tampa, Texas are all tier
yeah. So
one.
like there's certain shows, if you win, you're pretty much guaranteed top 10, top 5. You know what I'm saying? Which are the tier 1 shows, which like he just said, you know what I mean? When I went to Toronto, that was considered a tier 2. And then sometimes they can change. It could be a tier 2.
Yeah.
If a couple people show up, that changes the tier. You know what I mean?
The tier
So,
3 would probably be like North Carolina.
yeah,
or
the Lafayette,
Idaho.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my boy Dion
But they
did
qualified.
No, I was just saying my boy Dion, he's a classic guy. He did a show down at, I think it was called the Louisiana Lafayette something.
Okay.
And it was a qualifier, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those shows, if you know, you know what I'm saying?
It's also cheaper to put on those shows anyway versus an open bodybuilding. Open bodybuilding, I think you have to come in at 15 grand.
Yeah,
When like the class, you can get 5 grand for first price.
Yeah, and Jim Mannion's not letting you do the show if you don't have money in an account.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, Doug, let's get to the topic I know you want to get to. My man made one post. He made one post.
You know how many times I said you're entitled to your opinion today, bro? Like, bro.
This dude was
I knew you. Yeah. I knew you were going to get kicked
I don't have time like that all the time.
I went on to Mike Van Wick's page, and he posted, you were on his story like 4 times, and I said, uh-oh.
Bro, I didn't even know. I was wondering why, because last night I started getting weird comments. I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't follow me. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And I'm looking through his story, and I'm like, he shared.
Yo, we gotta get Mike. We gotta get Dougie to advertise the fucking podcast.
I think I love the podcast.
Hey, I posted in the story today, told people to ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? Like. So I also shared in my story, over 90% of the traffic that I got were from non-followers. People that don't follow me, that don't know me personally, don't know my character. You know what I'm saying? Just people who get off on being able to say things to people without any consequences to it. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to make a meme, and it's gonna be Big Mike and Jeff Nippard, and Jeff Nippard's gonna be all other podcasts. And Big Mike's gonna be our podcast.
So I never even heard of the kid Jeff Nippard. I heard of him. I've never
even heard of the kid.
Yeah, I never heard of him. And then when I seen his page, I'm like, well, he's got 1 million something followers, so he's pretty well known.
Nah, he's a smart kid.
I've seen some of his stuff. He's real like Ben Yanes type guy. Like he's very informative and like very technical with all this stuff.
But I mean, to like go to the fucking hospital, have an MRI CAT scan in the background, and you're taking a fucking selfie. Like,
bro, this motherfucker.
Come on. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
So listen. So I unfortunately had a situation back in May, and I broke my hand on this guy's face, and I had 8 weeks left in my prep, and I finished my prep, and I still placed top 5 at the Atlanta.
Can you tell us what the hospital?
I didn't go to the hospital. That guy asked for it. That guy asked for it.
Yeah, we want details if you can divulge. You know,
I'll tell you the details. So there's this guy that I used to be cool with. We're no longer cool. I'll give you the short version, but he's somebody that I never. He's somebody that I never spoke to. Like, he's somebody that I don't like. And I'm the type of person, if I don't like you, I want you to know I don't like you, so there's never no confusion.
That is me.
And, so there's never no confusion. Just leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of those arrogant, braggadocious. He think he's this
king.
I don't know. But back in January, I remember getting out my truck. It's 5 a.m. It's dark as hell outside. I don't see nobody, but I hear somebody go, "What up, Flex?" So I respond like, "What up?" Because I couldn't see. And then when I go in the gym and I see who said it and he walked past me, I said, "Why are you talking to me? Leave me alone, cuz." So he says, "Hey," keeps walking. And he would speak to me periodically, and I would just be like, "Why do you keep talking to me? I don't like you." So that day in particular, I was about to leave the gym. I was with my a good friend of mine who was the manager of the gym. And the guy decides to walk over and shake my cousin's hand and then smack me on the back of my arm and my shoulder and say, "What up?" That instantly right there pissed me off because you had no reason to touch me. None whatsoever. So I instantly got hot and I blacked out. I don't even remember what happened after that. A lot of words were said between me and him. Can't tell you what was said because once my adrenaline started rushing, you know what I'm saying? And we got into an altercation. He provoked me and then he pressed charges. but the case got dropped because everybody knew he should have left me alone. And the sad part is I used to be real cool with his pops, and I reached out to his pops to tell him, like, yo, tell your son to leave me alone, or somebody gonna hurt each other. Like, we're gonna hurt each other, because I just want to be left alone. And he ain't even respond back. So when I seen him at a football game, they just looked at me, I looked at them, and we kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't start shit with people. There was somebody in there too who recorded it, right? So they got the end. They got the end where I'm on the ground, and I grabbed him so he couldn't get no cheap shots on me. So he ran to Facebook, made this post. You know, people doing all of this stuff. I ignored everything. I didn't want it to happen. Let me say this: I didn't want it to happen because I respect his pops. You know what I'm saying? And he was somebody I was trying to avoid. I don't like confrontation, so I do everything to avoid it. But for me, like I said, if there's a problem, I have to address it right there. I can't let it go. So that's what I did. And now he knows to never touch me. And same thing for his friend, the other guy. He also knows to never touch me. I mean, and that's just my thing. I don't feel like you can say whatever you want. Don't invade my radius, which is within my arm's reach. Because now you're being aggressive by being in my space. So I just feel like this. I don't condone violence. I don't condone any of that. But I also don't condone antagonizing people and picking on people to try to get a reaction out of them, because that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So when I seen this stuff going on with Mike, and then I seen, I'm like, he didn't even punch dude. He shoved him in his throat. To me, I'll take that. Because if Mike would have punched him, he probably would have did some really damage. You know what I'm saying? Like some real damage. Now, was it warranted? I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't care, because it ain't none of my business. Them two will handle that however it gets handled. Canada's got different laws. You're not going to jail in America for a simple assault.
Supposedly it was like a pissing match, and these two are going back and forth at each other through via stories and shit like that.
But check this out though. But Mike made a video about the science-based guys. He didn't say Jeff's name, but everybody's like, he's talking about Jeff. And I'm like, he might have been. But at the same time, Jeff's not the only science-based guy. Right. But Jeff made his video and he put Mike in his video.
But Jeff does go to that gym though, right?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm just saying, they were in the same gym together. You would think, putting two and two together.
You're right. But my point is this, right? Because I've had this done to me before. Don't put me in no video and we're in it together. Like, don't use me as no marketing tool. Don't use me as no pinata.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, some people are okay with it. And I get this, and it's like, that's like the thing that they do, which is why I don't really get into it, because I'm not of this new generation. Like that pranking shit, I don't. You try to do a prank on me, you'll probably get punched in the face. And some people are probably like, you can't do that with everybody. You can't.
Yeah.
And I stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a kid that got shot in the mall doing a prank on somebody. You can't just go invade people's personal space and think that everybody is okay with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that's going around, especially
you can say whatever you want. Don't walk by me with that. Yeah. Because now I'm like, okay, why are we even getting close?
Yeah, my thing, I think, with the Big Mike thing, I don't know him at all, dude. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't watch any of those podcasts. I don't even know if I follow Big Mike. I don't even know. But I just think that dude is so much bigger than that Jeff guy. Like, man, it just looked like he was pushing a little boy, bro. Like,
it did look bad.
It
It
looked
did
weak,
look
and he was going at him. And the dude, I mean, Big Mike. I don't even know he got big in his name. They call him Big Mike, so he's probably at least 300 pounds. He looks tall, and Nippard looks like he's 5'2", about 130. I mean, it just looked weak.
I think more than anything, like I'm kind of in the middle of it, right? Because like I don't know Big Mike either at all.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like I'll watch the podcast, but I don't follow him. I know he used to bodyguard for Drake. That's about it, right? I don't know him as a person.
Oh,
it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. The optics of it are not good, right? As far as like when you first watch that video, you know nothing about the backstory. You see a big tatted up 6'4", whatever the fuck motherfucker, some scary looking dude throwing basically a grown man. He is a grown man. He just happens to look like a little boy. Like on his ass, right? And so immediately you go like, man, come on, bro. Pick on somebody your size, right? Especially because there was some shit that happened with him that I saw with like that Joey Stacks dude, where like Joey Stacks tried to like run up on him at some point and Mike wasn't really about it. And Joey Stacks is kind of a scary motherfucker, right?
I don't even know who Joey Stacks is.
Yeah, he's some other internet personality dude, basically. That you know who Eric Konevsky is?
No.
Is that the yellow guy?
He's one of those pranksters that does the thing about like he'll go to like these expos and he'll call people out and be like, "How much do you weigh?" And then he'll make.
I know one of the guys, but he had tattoos on his neck and stuff. I think
he might have had it. It might have been Eric, but he might have had like a costume on because he's gotten banned from a lot of these expos.
So he has a beard, right?
Yeah,
I think I've seen some of his.
He's pretty big. He's pretty big.
Yeah.
But he went to one of these expos and asked Mike to do it, and Mike didn't do it. And then there was like this whole beef, and then someone said they were like threatening to kill somebody, and some.
They almost threw down at the Arnold.
Yeah, exactly. There was a whole thing. But Mike, in that instance, because the dudes that pressed him were like bigger, right, and a little more intimidating than little old Jeff.
Yeah.
He kind of like backed down. So in my head initially, I'm like, that's kind of weak. But then I start to think about it, and I see this motherfucking grown man, posting a selfie, getting a CT scan because he got pushed. Bro, first of all, that's so
how old is Jeff, though?
That's another level of pussy shit. Like, bro, please, come on, man. And second,
that's what I'm saying.
Second, handle this shit man to man. Stop taking it to the internet with a selfie. Like, guys, I'm okay. I survived. Like, bro, you got pushed.
But he's like
never been pushed before.
They do, bro. Like that's their life,
bro. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like that. Then it makes me go like, okay, how fucking sheltered is this man, bro? Like, has he never been around anything or seen anything or had to, throw hands for whatever reason? Like,
probably not.
He just got pushed, dude. Like he
just got back in our day, like back in my day, fucking. You wanted to fight in high school, you fucking threw down, and the teachers would stand there and watch.
No one would say anything.
No one would say shit. They let you hash it out like they're in school.
Even nowadays, even with all this, social media bullshit, like, bro, be a man and just handle it face to face. Why does it have to be broadcasted all over the internet? Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle because, like I said, I don't know details. I don't know what kind of beef they had going on. I don't know what was said, right? Maybe Jeff says some real disrespectful shit, and in that case, you're going to get what's coming to you, right? I don't give a fuck how small or big or whatever the fuck you are. You don't just get to run your mouth.
I don't care how big or small you are. If you talk some crap, you deserve
it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, like I said, he might look like a boy, but he's a grown-ass man. So, like, it's just the way it looks on camera is what's really bad, I think. At the end of the day, it's just a dude pushing a guy, bro.
So, Luke, from what I heard, the reason why he even ended up going to the emergency room was because, those, like, weight towers where you stack, like, 25s, 10s. Mm-hmm. I guess he, like, nudged, it wasn't even close, but he, like, nudged his head on one of those towers and claimed that he really smashed his fucking head.
I love how Brendan's like, just put the type of shit on there. You don't throw the 45 and 35s on there.
Bro, that's the type of shit that then makes me go like, all right, Mike, do more, bro. Beat the shit out of this kid. Like,
I think it was soft for him.
You definitely had to have said something.
It was soft for him posting the selfie, but it was also soft of Mike to push down a little dude.
It's look, assault is assault, bottom line. You know what I'm saying?
True,
I'm not going to sit there and say, I can't say because I don't know what was said. So I can't say if Mike was right or wrong because in certain instances he was right, depending on what this kid, if he ran his mouth or not, right?
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse.
Blake?
But assault is still assault at the end of the day. Like,
I want to know how old this Jeff guy is.
I think he's in his 30s.
He's young. Oh, really?
I think he's in his 30s. He's been around.
I thought he was like 20, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was like a young kid. Like
he's
early 20s.
He's definitely older than me, and I'm 27.
Okay. Because I was thinking if he's 25 and under, that dude's too young, bro. Like, he's a kid.
No. He's a grown-ass man. I'm pretty sure he's 30 years old.
Okay.
Hey guys,
What's happening, Blake? Yeah, no, what's good, Blake?
What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm trying to get one in the truck, but the connection wasn't so hot.
You know what the crazy part to me is like we the industry we're in, I think we would all agree is kind of like one of the underlying themes is like that like alpha mentality, right? I hate that word alpha. I don't want to use it, but like I don't know a better word to use. Yeah. And we always see people saying, fuck around, find out, all this. And then when we get a situation like this, once again, I don't know what happened on the interior. I don't know the details. I don't know Mike personally. I don't have a dog in this fight. But for a man to react like that, in my mind, there has to be more going on than just he made a video, a somewhat pleasant video, clapping back at me, right?
Bro, because more people have made videos about Mike than just him.
He started exactly. You got some pent up anger.
I was about to say they all do because I seen Nick made a video about I think the doctor, and then Mike made a video about Nick, and
they got too much.
They're all making videos about each other. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't running around throwing everybody on the ground.
Here's the thing. Here's what I think it is, and I could kind of side with Mike on this. I think we have the same perspective. I've never talked to the guy, but this is what I think. We get tired of hearing these fucking kids blab their fucking mouths, acting like they know what the fuck they're talking about all the goddamn time. I can't fucking stand it. The one reason why I hate social media, reason why I don't comment on shit, because I get going and I can't take that shit. So I just stay away from it. I would have beat that fucking kid's ass too. Here's the thing. When you're on social media, nobody needs a reason to do anything. If you run your mouth, you're going to get smacked. Mike doesn't need to have a reason why. He's dealing with these kids that have been talking this stuff about science-based stuff, and that old school stuff isn't right and stuff. And Mike's an IFBB pro bodybuilder. He's been doing this for over 20 years. And he's got some fucking schmuck come in that's been doing it for 3 years and is going to tell him how he's wrong. This probably had nothing to do with this kid. It was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And I could side with that. Like, I get tired of it. I just left the gym, and I see a kid that does something, and I go from 0 to 100, and it's not the kid that pissed me off. It's all the kids in the last few years that act like they know exactly what is the best way to do something when they fucking don't. And I can't stand it. And I don't know if that's why Mike was like, but I guarantee you, I mean, you could just watch Mike's videos. Every single one of them, he's pissed off. And it's because he's tired of hearing these fucking kids act like they know what the fuck they're talking about.
I know,
and this make a video and he made a reaction video, and it was of Mike's video. You don't have to do that. Just start talking about science-based lifting and how it's
see, that's where I feel like Jeff crossed the line.
That's what I'm saying. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. The second you decide to put Mike's video up and then comment on it and put a reaction, you just open yourself up to get smacked, to get talked about, all of this stuff. Don't do that.
You make a video about me.
He's 33 years old. He's 33. Yeah, Jeff Nippard, I just looked it up. He's 33 years old.
Told you.
I don't think Mike should be
33 years old. You should be a grown-ass adult and be able to handle it like a fucking man. And you get pushed and you go to the emergency room. You are the biggest fucking pussy I know.
Yeah, and I think we'd all agree that maybe Mike shouldn't have fucking hit him in the neck like that or pushed him like that. Okay, maybe. But I don't know about y'all, but I've done some shit I'm not proud of, and I'm willing to do some more shit that I'm not proud of.
And that's why I'm not going to judge nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even know. We don't know for sure. But even if we do know the things that were said, even if that's exactly what happened, it's like, bro, don't talk about it. Basically, when you're doing a reaction video, you're putting that person down. Don't do a reaction video. Just talk about how your lifting is good. Now, no, he wasn't disrespectful. but he did comment on Mike's video, which is kind of disrespecting, which is the whole point of social media.
The shitty part is that Mike fucking worked at Pure and trained.
He got banned.
He was fucking training people out of there, and Doreen had no choice but to like
that shows you how tired he is of this shit.
You are.
Yeah, that's why this wasn't just a one time and Mike snapped. He's tired. He trains there all day. He has to witness all this bullshit. He's on a fucking Fuad's podcast and he has to hear about these fucking kids and how Mike is wrong and all of this stuff. And it's just like after a while, you just get sick of it, man. The old school guys that have been doing it for so long, like I'm one of them, I've been doing it for 15 years. We get tired of hearing the guys that have been doing it for 2 years think they got it fucking figured out. I don't care what kind of success you've had. All that means is you have better genetics. That don't mean shit to me. Like, unless you have skin in the game and you put time in, look, just because we can't, some of us can't use big words and talk about how things are working down to the molecular level and all that stuff, that don't mean that we don't know what we're talking about. That doesn't mean that. If you listen to the guys that have been doing it for the longest, I'm telling you, you're way better off than listening to these fucking Bill Nye and the Science guys that are fucking working out with white lab coats. That's not what bodybuilding is about. You know, it's just not. I fucking can't stand it. I'm getting fucking pissed off talking about it right now.
Breathe.
I low-key love Bill Nye the Science Guy though.
I do too. But if he was a bodybuilder, we might have some word, you know?
Yeah.
Did you guys see though that Mike dropped new merch today on his Instagram?
Now that was a little
yeah.
When he did that, because who was it? Nick Strength to Power made the video. It was like, man, the only thing that Mike could do that would really, help him out is just come on and say that I'm sorry and I'll do better. And I'm like, this guy's never fucking doing that. Fucking an hour later, he makes a fucking.
I don't like giving him shit. Like people were giving Fuad shit for staying on his fucking, for him staying on, like being friends. Him and Mike being friends, and Fuad's like, bro, no matter what fucking happens, I'm gonna stick by my friends. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
this
cancel
culture shit is weird. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we're all flawed. We all have our own insecurities. We all have our own shortcomings. And how does anybody learn if you canceling every motherfucking body? You know what I'm saying? And this is my thing, right? And I'm speaking solely from experience, man. And I know people who have died for worse shit, got shot, murdered. You understand? So all I'm saying is where I come from, you respect my space. And if you don't respect my space, you
get knocked the fuck out.
You disrespect me within my space, tall, short, big, small. There are consequences for that. And the consequences depend on the interaction between me and that person. And I think that, and for somebody to try to make me feel like I'm less of a person or I'm weak for that, you can kiss my ass because I'm not weak for that.
And they were saying, well, Mike made a video first about it, and it's like that. Unfortunately, is irrelevant. Because he can make 100 videos, and if you make one of him, he still may get pissed and hit you. He has the ability to do that. And if you say like, well, he's made 100 videos. Yeah, he did, and that wasn't right of him. But that doesn't. Yeah, two rights don't make it right. Like, what's up?
Yeah. So you could go try and hit him if you want. Then
yeah, go smack him. You can't even reach his face. But like like all of our moms told us growing up, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because he's been doing it and now you make a video, he's not going to sit there on his ass. Like,
well, this is what I was going to say, and this is kind of what comes back to it comes back, like I said, the optics of it all. Like at the end of the day, right? Mike does make a lot of his content based on shitting on these nerds, right? Or these science-based lifters. So he is attacking them. So a lot of people would say, like, all right, well, if you're gonna throw it out there, you gotta be able to take it, right? But like you just said, Blake, at the end of the day, everyone's gonna handle their shit differently, right? And so Mike might get pissed and he might handle it a certain way. And if you're gonna talk about somebody, regardless of what it is, you've got to accept what's coming for you, right? So if Mike wants to put out there and shit on these nerds and blah, 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 that's his prerogative. So if one of these nerds gets fired up and pissed and they fucking gang up and run up on him, you got to deal with it. But that's not going to happen because little old Jeff is not going to step to fucking tatted freaking Mike Van Wick, bro. It's just not going to happen. So, but if Mike gets pissed, he just might handle it a different way because he's a different type of person, but it just looks bad. That's the only thing. It just looks bad.
I think what bothers me the most.
Jeff has no defense, bro. Jeff can't do shit in that situation. Once he put it out there and he dropped Mike's name or used Mike's video, now, like I said, he's got to accept what's coming for him. But if it's Mike that's coming for him, he's fucked.
Yeah, it's a messed up situation out of the way.
What bothers me the most is like back to like what I was saying about like we're in this industry, right? And we're supposed to be men. Like, and we hear all the time, like, oh, men aren't men anymore. Men aren't men anymore. But bro, when a situation like this happens, and Mike handles it like how I feel a man should handle it, at least stepping to a person. Maybe you don't put your hands on him at first, but we at least have dialogue, right? Bro, the comments of all these people saying like assault, like cancel him, kick him off this, kick him off that, like
the whole world is going soft.
These are the same people complaining that men aren't men anymore, and then once man shit happens, they like it's crazy, bro.
Because most people don't understand. Think about this, and this is just real shit. If you can't fight, you know you can't fight.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be doing shit that gets you in an altercation.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what I'm saying.
You know you're not built like that.
You come at a guy like Mike Van
do
Wick.
Shit to get you in them situations. You don't piss
come at a
off
guy
the big
like Mike Van Wick
tattoo
and the way he
fucking
looks.
guy.
If you come at a guy like Mike Van Wick and the way he fucking looks, you better be ready to fucking throw down. That's all I gotta say.
Well, yeah, but it's not even that.
The guy was a bodyguard for Drake. What do you think he's fucking trained to do?
Well, did you also see? Y'all hear what happened? What was said is he walked by him and Mike saw him and said, "Sup." The guy laughed.
Yeah, he laughed. Yeah.
The guy, and if I'm thinking of what really happened, the guy was probably like,
yeah.
And Mike turned and said, and that's what that like. He was probably just like, "Don't fuck with this guy. I know who this is. I'm gonna let it go." And he even said, "What's up?" to him. The guy got fucking cocky. I already know. I could see it. I could fucking see it. The guy got fucking smart, and then he turned to him and he gave him one chance. He said, "Shit's about to get real funny." The guy probably said something else, and then he got smacked. Yeah. He had a warning. He had it coming. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, what he was saying.
Don't fucking throw gas. Don't throw gas on a fire. You're gonna make
what did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, man.
You think he was gonna come over to you? And
that's
be
what
like,
I'm saying.
High five.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying is these kids. I keep saying kid. The guy's 30-fucking-3. These kids, bro, they don't come. I don't know if it's just they didn't come from where I came from or whatever. Or I don't know what it is. But like,
they don't, bro.
I don't know if it's just being sheltered. I don't know what it is.
They don't, bro.
They hide behind the fucking computer screen.
Let me tell you, if you believe that, look, all of us on this panel, if you believe that you can disrespect people and not receive consequences, you're delusional. Now, consequences are different for every person, right? Like I said, person A might you might have met that person that'll let you talk shit, say whatever you want, and they're gonna let you walk past. Person B is gonna put them hands on you.
That's all I'm gonna say. Person A might make a response video on YouTube. And
person C might want to kill you. See, I don't want to kill anybody.
What do you think? What do you think? You've never talked to Mike, right?
No,
Mike's my guy.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask something. Luke, you've never talked to Mike, right?
No,
what do you think? Do you think that he was the kind of guy that's going to make a video? Or you think that he's the kind of guy that's going to hit you in the fucking throat?
Bro, that's my point, bro.
Right, Dougie? Like you can tell by looking at the motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is these kids are again. These people are so sheltered. They're so sheltered, bro, that they don't even think about that possibility because they've never seen it. Like
they don't think it'll happen to them.
They've never seen someone
until they get punched in the face.
They've never been around like in an environment or nothing where someone, bro, I've seen this shit right in front of my face. Everything will be cool. Someone disrespects somebody else and it's hands or it's someone fucking stabbing somebody. Like that shit is real. That shit happens.
So that's what I mean. Wouldn't you rather get punched than shot or stabbed?
Yeah.
I would rather get punched.
He
I'd
didn't
rather
even
listen.
get punched.
If
He
I,
just
if I listen, Trey, if me and you fight and you beat my ass, I'll say you's a tough motherfucker. Beers are on me. Because I don't want to fight you no more. I don't want to fight you no more. You just beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and
I
that's how,
thank
bro.
you for not killing me too.
Same side of that coin. I've seen dudes scrap and then like the next day shake hands and be like, all right, bro.
Because you learn a level of
I've done that at
respect
least 10
sometimes.
times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like Doug said,
Sometimes
it's
it's
100% respect.
Yeah.
I'm a
Now,
pretty chill
now
guy.
while we play, I'll
Like
play
this-
devil's advocate here.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
play devil's advocate here. I've been using the term making smart business decisions for the last year. Now, what Mike did is he did not make a smart business decision.
No, not at all. No.
All I'm
If
saying,
it's gonna go to where it goes, make sure the camera's not on.
Yeah, his
Make
business
sure
is going
people
about
are recording.
I would have said step outside.
Step outside.
All I'm saying is I 100% agree with that. It ain't a smart business move at all.
Yeah, no, hell no.
In a lot of ways, it's straight up wrong. I just will never side with this pussy behavior, bro. I just won't do it.
I'll say
I feel like Mike was 100% antagonized by that, and fucking set him up, and it's just like
that's why I'm telling you.
No
That's why,
offense,
like, first
that Nippard is a fucking pussy for going into Mike's fucking job and fucking having him.
Yeah, and I don't like that they banned
putting him in that
from
situation is fucked up.
Yeah, I don't think that that's cool that they banned him from the gym, because when you know people's character, see, this is what I'm gonna go back to, right?
Well,
my last 2 altercations, it was dope when I had multiple people come up to me, flat out say, we know whoever you got into it with did something to you because you don't bother nobody. I'm one of the most bubbly. I'm one of the most bubbly people. I'll give you the shirt off my back.
But they have to ban him. I agree with the banning him because talking about business decisions, he has to ban him because now he's got 6 million followers just from Homeboy that is going to bash the gym. There's going to be canceled memberships. Now people are going to feel unsafe.
Bro,
I guarantee you went up to Mike and was like, bro, I got to ban you. I don't
think it would get to that point. I know they made a business decision. I mean, me, if I would handle that, I would handle that differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would use that as a teaching moment if I'm a gym owner, me personally. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say, like, I think outside of the box. Me, I use that as a teaching moment, right? If I'm the gym owner and I feel like, Mike, you want to stay here? Jeff, you want to come here and record? You two got to sit down and talk to me because I'm going to ban both of y'all. That's what I would do, because I could turn that into a teaching moment. I could even do a podcast where both of them talk, and we can have moments. You know what people don't know how to do? People don't know how to agree to disagree. Like, why do people get attitudes when somebody don't agree with, you know what I'm saying? It's like me, right? If me saying I'll punch you in the face, it's wrong, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah. If you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't have. My punch was a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Now that's why I don't believe in bullying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in picking on anybody. I don't believe in, but if it's a reaction, if you are reacting to what somebody did to you, you're, in my opinion, you are within your own right.
Bro, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if it's unwarranted like that, then I'll fuck the bully up, right? Like, that's not cool. But I mean, like, my little brother growing up all the time, like, me and my brothers are close. My youngest brother, he's a little annoying motherfucker. He used to come annoy us all the time. We beat the shit out of him, and then he'd be like, "Yo, what the hell?" And I'd be like, "What the fuck you mean, bro? You asked for this shit, right?" It's the same principle. It's like, if you're gonna poke somebody and you're gonna fucking if someone says hi to me, bro, and I get laughed at. I just turned. I don't care about I was cool as fuck and I was chilling. I was like on good terms. If someone chuckles at me when I say what's up, like, that's gonna turn me real quick to like.
So that's how I felt. That's how that speaks to me every time, because I'm like, you're doing this on purpose, like you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're.
You know, I don't like you. Why do you trying to fucking talk to me?
Exactly, and then it's like a whole thing of like, now I gotta be like, like I'm not gonna let you think you can get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
now
think
you
it's
gotta handle your own
situational.
shit.
For real.
What were you gonna say,
Yeah.
Trey? Yeah, what were you gonna say, Trey?
I think it's situational, because Mike and Jeff, they probably know each other maybe somewhat, and they may have this like little beef together where they don't like each other. But like, dude, I'm a super chill guy. Like, I really don't get fazed by anything. Like, if I said hey to somebody and they laughed, I wouldn't even care. I'd just keep it rolling. But like, so like my last prep, I was in prep like 8 weeks out. I went to a gym like an hour away because a guy wanted to film, and so I was over there doing like lateral raises, and I was pretty lean at this point. I was way ahead of schedule. And this guy came up and started talking to my wife, and he's like, who is this guy? Whatever. He looks huge. And then his friend came over, and I didn't hear none of this. So like, I'm still training. And the guy, he's like got this beautiful hair, bro. And he's like wife beater. And he's got the short young LA shorts on, the guys with the little chains. And he told my wife, he's like, who's that guy? And she's like, it's Trey. He's doing the amateur Olympia, in 8 weeks or whatever. And he's like, oh, he won't win. And my wife got heated, bro. I've never seen her this mad in my life. She's 100 pounds. And so, I get done with my set, and the guy's like filming or whatever, and I just set my weights down, and I just look at Brooke because I know she was talking to them dudes, so I just wanted to make sure they weren't bothering her or whatever. And I look back, and she's like, hey, Trey, this guy said you weren't good enough to win the amateur O. And I was like, I look at him, and he's like, no, I didn't say that. And I was like, okay. And I just smiled. I was like, dude, I don't care about this dude.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So like stuff like that really don't faze me. And like, dude, when we left, like we got out in the parking lot and I'm driving off, dude, I'm not even thinking about this kid. Like, never crossed my mind. Don't know who he is. Don't care. I'm literally like driving, and she's going off about this kid. Like, she's like, oh my God, did that kid, I just wanted to like whip him. And I'm like, wow, like he ain't worth it. Like, the dude's a little TikToker.
I agree with that.
I'm
different.
But like you said, it's so situational because
it would be different if I would have known the dude.
Yeah,
and he would have been doing that. Now we would have had words, because there's only a couple people. Like, I'm a pretty chill guy, but I know about probably one or two people that if it was them and they did say something, we would go outside for sure.
No, but the thing about being a bigger dude too is I always find that shit comical, bro. Like, that people will say whatever about you, and then all you got to do is walk up to them and say like, hi, and they want to be your best friend, bro.
Oh God,
because everyone's scared of you. So like, that shit to me, I laugh at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't like I would probably like handle that the same way you did in that situation. Like I said, I'm not out here just beating the shit out of everybody.
I would rather not fight. I like not.
Yeah,
fighting.
I mean, I think most of us would probably rather not fight.
Same.
But
bro, I remember what it's like to be punched in the face. I don't like that shit anymore.
Yeah,
that shit hurts.
Yeah, it's really just like Doug said. Like, it's really just about respect at the end of the day. And like,
if you follow that THC, you'd be fine.
At a certain point,
because if I know you don't like me, I'm not gonna bother you. I'm not gonna walk in your space,
away, bro.
I'm not going nowhere near you. I purposely don't even go places I get invited because I know there's gonna be people there I don't like.
Yeah, I think
so I don't even put myself in a situation.
I would have just walked up to the dude and be like, dude, I will, twist you like a pretzel, like for real. And I would have just left it at that. I wouldn't even have messed with, like, because, dude, like I said, the guy's so small, bro. Like, you could have flicked the guy and he would have went flying. Like, I don't know. It did look semi-bullying because Mike's so much bigger than the dude, regardless of if the guy's, a pussy or not. Like, still, I mean.
So I got a question. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I feel great. I'm smiling over here because Brennan's smiling because he knows I'm high as shit right now.
Great.
So for Blake and Luke that came late here, Mike had a little THC like hot shot drink here.
Yeah, bro.
It's working. Oh, what's that? Oh,
let me just say one thing.
So Mike goes
calm.
Not all of it. Mike goes calm, and Blake goes through the fucking roof.
Yeah,
how much longer we got on this podcast? 40 minutes?
Blake, you had this vein going, dude. Blake, you had this vein going. I was worried, man. I was worried.
No, ask Luke. That's not what happens.
No, Blake will go. Blake will keep going up, bro.
Yeah.
I get my eyes get low. I get the permagrin. You'll know because I smile. I'll just smile for no reason.
I feel like Blake's the friend. Like if we were all out together, Blake's getting us all in a fight.
No, that's not it at all.
Sure.
Definitely not.
100%.
We're all getting assault charges because of Blake.
Confrontation because there's no gray area for me. It's just here or here.
Yeah, no in between.
So I completely avoid confrontation. I don't like on social media. I don't like to argue when it comes to like in person. Like no matter what, even at work, when someone like my boss will tell me, "Hey, just go talk to them about it," and I'm like, "Can you do it?" I don't want to. They're like, "Why? Why won't you go talk to them?" I'm like, in my head, it's because if they get smart, I don't know how to. I just don't. I'm not a shit talker. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how. You know what I mean? And like, I don't like to
push for your fucking jugular. There ain't no.
Well, I just rather just not do that, man. And I don't like confrontation. I don't want to fight. Like this is. I'm too fucking old for this.
I struggle with the same thing, and my therapist told me, it's your fight or flight senses, and you know those are hard to control when we start to get angry. It's like it's like you said, you know your temperament, so you know it don't take much for you to go there, and once you go there, that's like me. I when I go there, I don't give a fuck. I'll make my bed, I'll lay in it. You understand?
That's why Sean, you said I would be the guy to do that. No, I wouldn't. I'd be the guy in the back trying to like everything, trying to like. But if it goes down,
my wife says you're too friendly, you're too nice. Everybody's not your friend. And I'm like, I know everybody is a friend, but if you don't give me a reason to not like you, then I don't have no reason to have any kind of quarrel with you or to keep you off.
That's how I am, man.
I can count on one hand the people I don't like and I don't speak to, and they know who they are.
And let me give you an example. What happened last time? One of the times I went out. Guy, you know how it is. Guys try to prove to their buddy that they can fuck with the biggest guy at the bar, biggest guy out. What happens is, guy comes up to me. The second he starts, I say, "Hey, can I buy you a shot? Can I buy you a beer? Let me just kill it right now. I don't want no issues, no confrontation. I don't need to prove shit to me or you or anybody else. Let's just buy you a drink and let's just cut this shit. There's no point. That's the best. I'm too old for this. I know most of you guys get it too. It's like when you're 22, that shit's fun. It's not fun anymore. I want to sleep in my own bed. I probably got at least 2 more meals to eat later that night. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it does, and it doesn't require a bologna sandwich.
Man, I had a guy in a bar, swear to God, had a guy in a bar. I'm just enjoying myself. I don't pay nobody no attention. He's drunk, sitting by me. He looks me up and down and he says, muscles don't stop bullets. I looked at this dude and they ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. He got up. I said, you won't make it to the car, I promise you. Thank God he was with somebody who knew me. That situation got handled. But we need to also talk about that. Sometimes people do want to test us because of what we look like.
Yeah,
that is a fact.
That's why I don't go out.
I've experienced it so many times, and I have to always avoid it.
Trey, that's not why you don't go out. It's because you don't fit through any door. That's why you don't go out. People have to take the fucking door off the hinges for your ass to get in. That's why you don't go out.
People give you backhanded compliments. You ever get them backhanded compliments? Yeah, it's like people say shit and you be like, should I smack the fuck out of you or should I just walk away? Because you really tried to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like Trey said. Just don't
walking into a bar. Go out. The last person I'm fucking with.
I'm like Doug. I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt until I find reason to not like you. Exactly. And my wife hates it too because I'm such a oh man, he's a good dude. He's a good person. And my wife is like, no, he's not. No, she's not, dude. So I'll tell you this little tidbit of a story because it's terrible. there was this dude that was going to my gym. He was a Hispanic dude, and would come up to me and talk to me all the time. Super nice guy. That's what I told my wife. I was like, yeah, he's a super nice guy. Dude. So he even asked me, I think I gave him like a meal plan or like even like a workout plan or something. And he was working out, getting fit or whatever. He was looking better. So Brooks sees his like mugshot in the freaking like, you know, whatever times or whatever on the internet. And he freaking got put up for murdering somebody. And Brooke, like every time now I'm like, oh, he's a good dude. And she's like, oh, so has he killed a person or not? And I'm like, so, but that's how I am, man. I get along with everybody and I'm cool with everybody. But there's a certain few, like you said, Doug, like 2 or 3 people that I do not mess with at all.
I can count on one hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
same.
I don't like to argue.
No,
I don't like confrontation.
Life's too short for arguing.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm open-minded. Like, you can't offend me unless you're trying to disrespect me, right?
Yeah.
We're having a conversation and dialogue. Nobody can say anything in here to offend me, right?
The only time I really get offended or disrespected is if you lay hands on me. Like if you touch me, or if you spit on me, or you touch my family. That's it.
Exactly.
It's over. Like everything's out the door if you touch them. That's it.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna pivot out of this a little bit. I feel like we have to answer some questions because we.
Yeah. Let's do that.
We all know you guys can kick Mike Tyson's ass, but ask the questions, Mike. Go ahead.
So actually, this is one of my clients, and I think it's a funny question. Does being in prep affect your sex drive? I know it did for my wife. Unfortunately, he says. So, does prep affect your guys' sex drive? I mean, you don't have to answer if it's too personal.
Bro. Straight up, yeah.
Oh,
Doug.
Some preps it has.
That's like 4 to 6 weeks.
You know what?
Bro.
I've been fortunate, man. Like, I swear to God,
Fuck
like
you, Doug.
I feel like I feel like I'm.
Yeah, you are a lucky motherfucker, man.
I think it's just the
I'm
mental for me.
I'm gonna tell you
because I just get so tired that I don't want to. It's not that I can't because I
Let
could.
me explain to somebody that has fat glutes, okay, and has to literally eat nothing.
I'm with Blake.
I do 14 hours of cardio a day and eat a stick of celery. So I'm not wanting to do nothing,
dude. I don't,
bro. I'm telling you. Usually preps for me by like 2-3 weeks out. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
No, it's way more than that for me, bro.
The night before universe, bro. And guess what? Locked up the W. So I'm saying there might be something to it.
That happened to me this year, bro. I'm like an 8 weeks out and kind of guy. My shit just crashed, bro. It's terrible. But this year, literally the night before I flew to USA, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck just happened? I at least said to my girl, because this was her first prep with me. I've been with my current girlfriend for like a year and a half. But I took last year off, so this is her first prep with me. I was like, I hope you know that this shit, I'm not expecting it, because this shit don't happen. Like, I was not expecting it to be able to go like 3 days out. But usually from 8 weeks out and in, I'm like, it's not like Trey said, it's not like I can't.
It's the last thing on your mind.
I don't want to.
But I'll answer this too, which is something y'all agree with. Females are different too, right? Their hormones, especially when they're getting closer to a show, their hormones can be extremely off, right? Yeah. So their sex drive is probably going to be even further down than ours. You know, I mean, when they start getting depleted, they start getting super lean. Things aren't the same in their body like ours. You know what I mean? So it's going to be even different, more so with female. You know.
Yep. Anybody else? Affect anybody else? No, we good. All right, cool. So there's your answer. Yes, it affects your sex drive. No, it doesn't affect your sex drive. It depends on who you are.
It's independent.
Yeah.
Doug, you remain genetic jackhammer.
I would say Doug is an anomaly, bro. Most people are getting affected.
Doug's a guy.
When I'm blasting, it's on.
I wish, bro.
Yeah.
I wish it was
that straight up.
No, notice how Dougie got close. He's like, it's on.
It's on.
Yeah, yeah. It's on. You're right. Like when I'm blasting, bro, for real, we got to get it in before I leave the house, or I might catch a charge. So, like, that's how serious it is.
Mike's walking around like fucking Anchorman, like,
bro.
it's
the pants. It's the pants.
He's at the gym with a raging boner.
He just gets on like the little bike for a second to warm up his knees, and it's just like,
y'all funny as hell.
Yo. Here we go. What is a real coach? I know that's like a broad kind of question, but I think it's kind of applicable right now with all the coach stuff going on. Like what I guess he says, what is a real coach? But like, I don't know what makes a good coach a good coach, because it's not just getting people in shape.
My personal opinion, like I've been like not just coaching bodybuilding, but like coaching swimming, even from such a young age. It's about learning your clients and what makes them tick. That way you can get the best results out of them. You need to know them on almost like every single level. Like it's only going to help you in the long run to know these clients and what they're going through, even from a mental aspect. Some coaches are like, oh, I don't need to know all about that. Like, but the thing is if it affects your estrogen, your cortisol, you know, you're up and down, your stress, it affects your digestion, your bowels, all that shit. Like, so I like personally, I feel like it's important for you to know like what makes your client tick more so.
Yeah.
It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Do you think, like, obviously it's person dependent, but do you think like the personality of the coach makes a difference? Because, like, for example, right, like Aceto's like he's known for, here, eat this today, talk to me tomorrow.
Oh, you look good. We're just gonna go with this.
Yeah,
pretty good.
You're taking that? Oh, okay. We'll stay with that.
Brandon, that's pretty good, bro. That's pretty good. That's probably the best one I've heard.
Well, that edible's hitting Blake right now with 100%, bro. them eyes getting low, bro.
Mike's like, where's the Zito at? where's the Zito? I see it.
Mike, just mute me, bro.
You're between the fucking two of you.
And then, like, I see Stefan, boss of Outlaws, and I'm like, yo, like,
he's killing it right now.
That dude, his personality makes me be like, he will be a dope fucking coach. Like,
a lot of it is like the transformation.
Fired up, bro. He gets so fired up about bodybuilding.
Honestly, because I feel like he takes that approach. He gets to know his clients and what makes them fucking work and what makes them tick. Like, I hate to say it, but that's important to get the best results out of your clients. Like,
well, that's the thing. That's the thing that I was going to say is, like, at the end of the day, bro, we're all taking the same drugs. We're all eating chicken and rice. We're all doing the same workouts, et cetera, et cetera. We all train hard at a high level, right? But I think it's more than anything. It's mostly about personality and like your tendencies as a coach and as a client, right? Like, for example, before I started working with Blue, I used to work with Chris Tuttle. Chris is a great guy, right? I'm still in touch with him today. He helped me move to Dallas when I lived there for a year, and he's a great dude and a great coach for a lot of guys, right? But for me, it's just his coaching style, and I have very like OCD tendencies, right? I need everything to be like perfect, or I start to put out. And Blue is that way too.
Yeah, Blue's perfect with you, bro.
So so once me and Blue linked up, it just completely transformed.
I'm like that too.
And it wasn't anything different necessarily as far. I mean, there were different things as far as like the way he, writes my diet and stuff like that, but like and supplements and all that. But like, it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was missing some magic piece that Blue had. It was more just like his typical coaching style and his general practices work better for me, and we just click better that way. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, like, you just have to find like an Aceto style coach for me would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, Luke, I couldn't agree with you more on that.
Like
one.
that casual,
I couldn't fucking handle that.
Like that casual, like Oh, that's what you're doing. Just do that. Like, I'd be like, no, bro, you fucking tell me what to do.
Yeah. Tell me everything to do perfect.
Yeah, like tell me.
Like, bro, I'm paying you $6,000 for this prep. You're just like,
I want to know
how many
I want to know how many fucking granules of fucking salt need to be on my meal, and I'll do it.
But I think there's a difference also between that. I think there's really two kinds of coaches. There's a coach that is like you're saying, like Blue. And I use Blue. When you get on a call with Blue, he doesn't ask his first question is not how's your weight.
Yeah.
He's asking about your home life.
Yeah.
There's two kinds of coaches. There's that, and there's a coach that you're only communicating through WhatsApp or through email.
And all they care about is
it's
your
really
body.
dependent on the client. Some people are cool with that. Some people are totally cool with just send me my diet, send me my cardio. Like there's not a lot of communication back and forth. You don't know my wife's name. I don't know yours. I don't know if you're a dog. None of that. And some people are cool with that. You know what I mean? Like some people are cool with that. If you are a big time coach and you have that many clients, it's very hard to be like that with every single one of your clients, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the facts. But it's just dependent on your client. Like, do you need that as a coach or as a client? Do you need a coach that is, that is getting to know you and has some kind of friendship and knows you about your life? Or do you not really care and you're just cool with just here's the diet, just follow it? And that's dependent. My girl is like, she just started working with Shelby Starnes. Shelby responds over email and it's just bam, there it is. And she loves it because she was working. I don't give a fuck. She was working with Jacoby before. And, when you don't get a response,
name drop that shit.
I don't give a fuck. Whenever if you're a coach and you're doing this, then this is what's going to happen, man.
Yeah.
You're paying a lot of money, right? And when you communicate via WhatsApp, and every time you try, there's an automated message saying that you're at a show and you'll get back in 3 to 5 business days. Because let's be honest, that's how long it took. And you're not even getting back until it's time for the next check-ins. That shit's not cool. That shit's not cool.
Well,
that's not how
Blue
you
would say. I'm gonna make Blue proud right here. You have to have that resume. You know what I'm saying? I think obviously you got to know your stuff for sure and how things interact and all that. But my thing is, what makes a good coach is if you can take an average white dude with no genetics and you can turn him into a freak. Yeah, you can turn him into a freak. Luke, here we go.
Yeah.
But like seriously,
Luke, hold on a second. Luke, you are not the average. This dude put on 65 pounds in 12 minutes.
I know. I'm just saying. But like,
Blue's good, but come on now.
Don't get it twisted. I'm average as fuck, bro.
And I feel the same way, and I feel like, I put on like 50 or 60 with Blue. And I feel like, dude, I really do feel like I'm an average white dude, for real. I don't feel any better than anybody else, I swear.
Yeah, but I feel like
fuck your fucking 320 pounds ass up.
But I swear, I feel like if you look at Blue's page though, you look at all the transformations, and he doesn't just put his top guys up there. He's not going to throw your Olympian out there like every day. If it ain't Nick Walker, he's got to post Clarita, and then if it ain't Clarita, he got to post C-Bum because that's his brand.
Well, this is a big thing I want to say too about as far as picking a coach. It's not necessarily what makes a real coach, but in my opinion, it's what's going to make for like a successful relationship. Is like you said, you got to know your stuff first and foremost. Then secondly, you got to produce results, right? But then after that, like for me, I'm big on character as a person. So when I hear like, it's funny we talk about Jansen now with everything coming out. When I was coming up, like when I first like started getting serious about bodybuilding in like 2016, 2017, like I looked up to Jansen. You know what I'm saying? He was working with Dallas at the time, and I was like, this could be somebody I want to work with.
I think everybody did.
Then you start hearing these kind of stories about this and that, and you're just like,
stories back then.
You're just like, maybe not, right? I don't like that. Guys like Chris, guys like Blue, those are really the only two coaches I've worked with. The one thing is you can ask anybody in the industry, anyone that's worked with them, there's never a bad word said about those guys as people first and foremost, right?
Luke, I'm with Tuttle right now.
When people ask me about Chris, I always say, I'm like, look, he didn't necessarily work for me as a bodybuilding coach, but he's a great fucking dude. And his response time is A1, awesome. And he's on point with all that stuff. And he might work for you, right? Blue might not work for you, but he worked for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
they're
Blue
good
ain't gonna work for
people.
everybody.
They're good
For
people.
sure.
They're not going to screw you over. They're going to look out for you. And there's so many coaches out there right now that, like Trey was saying, like they'll mark. Like Janson's just a fucking perfect example for all this shit.
He really is.
Market those fucking top dudes, and then like Jacoby, right, Blake? He's got these guys he's running with, posting about blah 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 blah, and then your girl, who's an amateur coming up, who he's not posting about, is getting shafted while he's out here gloating about so and so, and
Yeah.
they're showing this weekend and nailed it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Right?
guess what? If you show one, you need to show them all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so, like,
sure.
that was a big thing with Blue. Was I talked to people that before I worked with him that fired him, but they still said like, "Yo, he's a good dude. Like he's solid. He still checks up on me."
Me and
know what I
Blue
mean?
don't work together anymore. But let me tell you something. I mean, it was just things just don't, sometimes don't work out, right?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. But Blue, man, I'll tell you what. The night before the show, he FaceTimed me. We woke up every 2 hours, and I called him, and he FaceTimed me, and I posed every 2 hours throughout the night. He didn't
Same.
sleep. And one time I missed it because I fell asleep, and he called me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The whole time. Another time I was going through some shit. He's like, "Hey, what's your address? I'm gonna send you a Bible." It's just
Dude,
like,
bro.
the question is, what makes a good coach? It's like, it's depending on what you want. But if you're looking for somebody that's more than just hey, here's your diet, shut up and do it. That's what you want. That's what you want. Unfortunately, sometimes it's kind of hard to find that. Some people seem like they're real and genuine, and then you find out once you've been with them for a minute and they've collected a couple of your paychecks, they kind of start to fall off. So
That's the one thing. And Luke will even vouch for it too. Like he said, like Tuttle's that type of guy.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I want to shout out. And Sean, you can cut this and we can make a video and put it on the story. But every bodybuilder and every coach out there that hashtags Camp Jansen, I want you to stand 10 toes down, and I want you to keep hashtagging that. Don't put it up just because he's going out now. Y'all keep your 10 toes down.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to clip that. No, gentlemen. I ain't got no more questions. I'm about
Mike is high as fuck. He's ready to go to bed.
I'm about to go get more high.
In a minute.
I was looking at Mike and I was cracking up. I can't remember if Luke was talking. I couldn't stop cracking up looking at Mike.
Blake came back to life and Mike got worse.
Mike was so sleepy, bro. He was asleep right there.
I texted Shay. I said, "Bring me another THC shot, please." But she's in the shower, so I'm just gonna go burn one down.
I thought his screen was frozen for a second. He was just like.
All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all coming on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely, Mike. Sleep well, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep well, dude.
I'm gonna sleep good, and we'll do it again next week. Chop it up.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good, boys.
Sounds good, guys.
Yep. You guys have a good week. See y'all next week.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Guys.
Later, folks.
Peace.